The Sanion 2200 is the first race we're taking a look at here on the First Call Plus. Gallant up the top of the book for Brian Elliott. Out of the Auckland Cup is Kaharo, down to Cheeky Boy and coming through both in well at the market here. Aidan Rodley, tell me about the speed here over 2200 and where you see them settling.
I'm just wondering whether they might push the button here with Arai Guru to some extent. Rebecca Scott with the claim down to 50 kilograms, likely to get forward. Kaharo likely to press forward as well. I have mapped Show the World from barrier 2, despite there not being a jockey registered at this point on the Kaimai Stakes winner, coming through and Cheeky Boy to get back, and Galante, Tim Rogerson, Graham Rogerson during the week said probably only starts on a heavy track.
Things you don't normally hear, unless you're a follower of national hunt racing in the UK. This runner won't start unless the track's heavy. But anyway, that's what it is with Galante. How many times do we go to the well with coming through?
I think one more. I'm happy to go one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm happy to go on your recommendation to go one more.
He's been very good the whole time, and 53 kilograms into a race like this. Yes, he was carrying 53 and a half in the Hawke's Bay Cup last time out, and that was perhaps a little bit stronger, but he's been okay, and like you only go through what he's sort of been doing, and he's been running really well in good fields. This is a touch easier, although I thought Cheeky Boy's run last time, he had a lot of merit and was probably the main danger to him.
What do you make of Victory Drive and Blue Breeze here, Jason?
Blue Breeze has been in great form and he deserved to win last time at Te Araha. Well ridden to do so. Again, another step up, but you just keep zoning back in on coming through in this race as the horse to beat. But again, you know, what, 5-2 or something like that odds. Like, he's short enough. He's run very close to them in the Auckland Cup. He keeps running close to them, but not quite getting there to do the job on the money line.
Yeah, there's a 6 kilogram swing between Victory Drive and Blue Breeze this time round towards Victory Drive, so you'd expect Victory Drive to be able to turn the tables there.
Fast Track Insurance 1400 is race number 2, and Houseman up the top of the book takes on Global Thinking, Contraband, Hanger, Lady Nadal. This to be run over 1400 metres. And Aidan Rodley, you're about to tell me this Son of Puamoa is your best bet of the weekend.
Yeah, sure is. Really impressed by Houseman last time out. Horseman, we say it. 3 back the fence in my map. Lady Nadal getting back with Global Thinking speed. Probably to come from Mahadan, who's, I thought from barrier 5, I thought they probably just want to be rolling the dice in a race like this, with Hanger to go up as well. But yeah, it's a tricky little speed map, I thought here. How'd you see it?
It's a horrible speed map, really.
Yeah. There's no clear space. There's no leader in the race, just not one. So it's a really difficult.
I'm not saying that you did a bad job of your speed
Thanks,
map,
Jason.
but it's just a very difficult race. Look at Hanger go. Finally hit the line.
Yeah, it was a super win. Streets him here by 5.5. He'd been sort of always saying that he was capable of doing this, so it was good. Now he's got to step up again and take on horses who have been around in stakes company.
What do you make of Global Thinking here? It's won more money than the rest of them. Did it come to the end of its campaign down south?
I'm not too sure. The win in the Southland Guineas was top-notch. The second, the start before that, and the Dunedin Guineas had a lot of merit as well. She's been competitive in good fields in the north around sort of this type of level. So as long as she's bringing that form back, she's going to get a decent run from barrier 2. Wet track might be a little bit of a concern.
She comes into it really well because, you know, she's improved her rating on the back of what she did in the South Island. She left probably being amongst the sort of the second tier of fillies, and that's why obviously she went down there. I don't think she's come back saying anything different at this stage, so I'd be, you know, looking towards your Orsmans and even your Lady Nadals. Now, she's a horse that sort of gets you a couple of times, Lady Nadal, because she does run on and often miss and get you for next time. But she has still won 2 from 9. It really is that map, though. There doesn't look to be much speed in the race at all, and you've got a horse like Orsman, a horse like Lady Nadal. They're get-back horses. And if you ride them out of their pattern, will they be able to deliver as much, or I don't know.
That's an interesting point in this race for sure. Lady Nadal, well, you look at the run, you know, 3 starts back, placed in a Mufasa Stakes, 2 starts back, wasn't too bad in a really competitive running of the Wellington Guineas, so some sort of chance there. And Contraband's bringing decent form as well. But the more I looked at Orsman's run at Awapuni last time out, was checked 3 times in running, seemed to be travelling very, very well. If it got a clear run, I don't think it was that far off Oisel. It was only moderately sort of sort of run, that sort of, time-wise, but those horses still were able to really close off well, including him. So, yeah, I really like him. He's my best for the weekend.
OK, well, Jason Tan, I'm sure he won't take the mick out of your speed map for the next race with Rich Billy Marsh lining up
you're
here at the
misinterpreting what I said. On purpose.
$8.50 the price around it. Lord Sidford, Thad Taylor giving this horse a really good push, suggesting it's one of the better backed runners of the day, and Rosa Carolina at a nice weight, 54.5 kilos.
Are you going to have Rich Billy Marsh leading or
I
something like
reckon
that?
I might have her out in front.
Can one day you just post Rich Billy Marsh third last or something?
Just for the hell of it.
Just to get Jason's eyes rolling?
Obviously, we do, like with my speed maps, I have a horse sitting on her outside. Now, that's probably not likely to happen. She's probably going to be out in front by herself. But Opera Night, fresh up, he's a horse who is a habitual leader as well. Will probably go up, but probably won't have the speed to match Rich Billy Marsh. Irish Miss to be somewhere near themselves, either three back the fence. I thought looked pretty well placed in this race. Kensington got a long way back at the trials and didn't really come on, but has a good fresh up record. And if they do run this genuinely, which normally is the case with Rich Billy Marsh, then
definitely.
I'd expect Kensington.
It's
to
always the
some
case
chance
with Rich Billy Marsh. The onus for Rich, in races that Rich Billy Marsh is in, is on the horse that sits second and the rider of the horse that's going to naturally sit second, because sometimes the races that she's in her own race, and it's everything else is in another race. And I think that was the case at Te Araha. And she managed to fight on and get it done.
I thought it was a very good run from Selfie this day. I know he's a horse who finds, the winning strike rate's not ideal, 3 from 28, but the 4 kilogram claimer up this week with Kavish Chadori doing the riding. I thought it was a run that sort of certainly said, he was a horse who was overcoming the pattern, because I was pretty keen about Firejet leading into that. Firejet was very good at the trials in both of those efforts leading in. But, I thought was okay in running 5th, but you take your chances with Selfie to some degree, but I thought his run had a lot of merit. And,
That race was a classic case of Rich Billy Marsh having been up for a while, being hard and fit, being ridden well up against horses that really sort of at the beginning of their campaigns as well, notwithstanding the track aspect.
Yeah. Jason, I want to ask you about 3 horses here. Kensington, a horse I know you were really keen on earlier on in the season on a couple of occasions. Save the Date being the other, and Kateya second up.
I think on Kensington and Kateya, I still would want to see more of them. I think, in the next month or so, as we approach winter, then they're horses that you'll be considering. Rosa Carolina is a horse that I'm really keen on with a bit of rain around, like there is, or has been, and that track is going to be at least slow, on the cusp of slow and heavy. So, I think with rain, she comes into it, and I'm quite keen on her.
What about Save the Date, Aidan?
Well, let's just go back to Rosa Carolina, just for 1 point of difference here. Selfie beat her home last time out. Maybe there's an excuse with Rosa Carolina, I'm not too sure, but Selfie's still in another 3.5 kilograms better for having beaten Rosa Carolina home. Now, that's just 1 point on Selfie there. I'm keen on Kensington. I know you're sort of saying let's wait and see, but here's a horse who's won 2 or 3 fresh. So the time to go is maybe fresh, because he's got a 66% strike rate in that state. Save the Date's been, I think, eye-catching in those runs so far as well. So if I've avoided the question as much as I can, I'm prepared to go on Kensington fresh up.
I think track conditions pretty significant for Rosa Carolina. I think they just ran too quickly at Ellerslie. They've broken 110.
Yeah.
I think she's shown that when there's easing of the ground, she's more effective.
She broke 110 when she won 2 starts back.
But that was very quick ground compared to that Te Rapa track, and also a different type of track. You're looking at like a sand-based surface versus,
for sure.
Well, Ellerslie not.
Rachel Frost takes the team to Riccarton Park, and Euphoria is one of those. Lines up in the rating 75, 1600, residential $2.80. Pretty short, Jason. Gets a couple of kilos off here with Tina Kominagi. Is that as short as you anticipated for her?
It was $3 when I looked at it, so she's shortened more. Has there been a significant scratching? I don't know that there has. But that's a move from when it opened yesterday. Might have even opened on Wednesday, but yesterday was it? Anyway, she's in great form, and we highlighted 3 starts ago that she bounced back after some runs that were below expectation to really putting a 75 field to the sword. So she's in the right form. She's held that in good grade of races. But there are a couple of other runners like Nowhere Man and Euphoria that can have similar claims.
Yeah, there's definitely a spot for her because I don't think there's a huge amount of speed from those inside runners. She's a ripper, Dockett, Gloss. I think they'll just take their spots. So the Residential should be able to press forward and either get a spot outside the leader or in the 1-1. I've got King's Pearl coming from the outside gate or second outside gate and going forward and sitting up there as well, with Euphoria going back to last. Now, Longford's been in okay form as well, but Euphoria was a horse who was winning at Trentham 2 starts back in rating 85 company. A good fourth last time at him behind Sacred Rhythm. We're going to have a look at this run. Brought to the outside this day. Chris Johnson knows her. So there's just a lot of upside about Euphoria, and I thought was probably the main danger to the best of the Southerners here.
Just how she travels in a race. If she can settle, if Johnson can get her to settle, then 1,600 metres all good. But now, when she won at Trentham, I thought it was a huge performance because she did a lot to the eye. She appeared to do quite a few things wrong. And she still managed, you know, off a slow tempo, she still managed to sprint past the Bandito. If you look at her on the line there, I think her last 50 metres of that race is not her best.
Yes.
So that you sort of wonder, okay, well, I know it's only 50 metres up to 1,600 tomorrow, but I just wonder, it just depends on how she travels.
That's rating 85 company on a premier day in the north. She's going to a rating 75. I just thought, you know, I'm not going to say that the Southerners are any inferior because they're plainly not, because Residential's coming out of a couple of stakes races, but this should be an easier assignment than those rating 85 races in the north.
I agree with your assessment there totally. It's just a matter of how she travels. This Nowhere Man, he deserves another win. He's been in great form.
He's solid, isn't he? Every start he's running on, hitting the line, and you know he probably deserved to be winning one of those last 3.
And gets that 3 kilo claim again, which, you know, definitely aids him. But yeah, what was it, 5 starts ago where you picked him out to place at Trentham, or to run well at Trentham, and he placed?
We had him in each way that day, and he paid, I think, sort of $5 a place. But that's the standard of where he is, and he hasn't slipped. He hasn't let that standard slip the whole way through. The claim is important down to 57. You were pretty keen on him too, weren't you, mate?
Oh, yeah, I thought the 750 was shoppable, and I'm going to make him the best bet of the weekend too.
Nice.
So you might be able to have a fiver on that. Thanks for watching the First Call Plus. Best of luck to you at home with your bets over the weekend.